Hello YouTube, Michael Constantine here. I used to have a home in Rosharon, Texas. My wife was a victim of rape and incest for decades, and she died a year and a half after we bought our home. After Harvey, we realized our home had mold in it, and we were sick for 2 years while waiting for community assistance to come through, and it never came. My mortgage company, after finding out about the defects and that we were sick, sent our loan to a predatory servicer who then stopped accepting payment and manufactured default. Then our home was burglarized by violent criminals who lived across the street and sold and used drugs. And the local police would not arrest them, and we couldn't get assistance fixing the damage that led us to be without running water or sewer on our property. We ended up being crime refugees and having to flee from our community after we were chased out by these violent criminals. I have 2 disabled children. One has traumatic brain injury and both have autism. My second has fetal alcohol syndrome. He's 12 now, my oldest is 14. And we lost our home to foreclosure after it sat vacant for 3 years after we couldn't get help from the community or from county government to fix the damage that it had. We were also sick from the mold that was in the house, and I was sick from a virus that I contracted from my wife because she was a special victim, and she infected me with that virus. I think that it's completely unacceptable that Fort Bend County and local charities and resources turned us down for support. I don't know what I could have done differently. I tried everything I could. I mailed out thousands of letters, and I had faith, and I believed. I thought something would come through, and it never did, and we ended up losing everything. We lost our home, and we lost everything in it. I've been a tireless advocate for the community, and I was ignored. My family's needs and my needs were ignored, despite being a really good person and advocating for the community in what has amounted to literally thousands of letters about the crime and the social conditions and the lack of basic decency and provision for the county's most impoverished residents. It's not fair, it's unjust, and it's immoral. And just tonight, I was watching a video by County Commissioner for Precinct 2, Grady Prestige, about his plans for Fresno, and I think that's great. I think it's great that they're finally doing something 3 years too late. I have been trying to get them to invest in Fresno and Rosharon for the last 7 years. Since I moved in, I was out there dredging ditches on my street by hand, picking up trash, cutting the drainage easement, explaining to a judge in the drainage district about flooding and violent crime and so many other social problems, to the point that I was writing every day to the White House and senators and our governor for these improvements that may just now be getting to the point where they're arriving. I'm devastated by the fact that my family couldn't get any help, and we lost our home, a home that was bought using money for my father being killed by an 18-wheeler on foot. That was settlement money, and it was also my children's college money. Those 2 funds were combined as a down payment for our home and to buy the initial things that we needed for the project. We lost all of our furniture, house. We lost all of our investment. And I can't make it right. I can't fix it. That's what you've allowed to happen to us, Fort Bend County.